I asked a stranger for directions. He said, just go straight and it's on your left. I ended up at the wrong station.
That is why we need this episode. Understanding them is vital.
Today, we are giving you the exact phrases to ask for directions and actually understand the answer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Daniel. Let's get straight into it.
Today's topic is asking for directions, something every traveler and every English learner eventually needs.
And as you just heard, knowing the question is only half the problem. Understanding the answer is the real challenge.
Let's fix both parts right now.
The first essential phrase is, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?"
Polite, clear, and works in almost any situation with a stranger.
A shorter, equally natural version is, "Excuse me, is this the right way to the station?"
Useful when you already have a guess and just want to confirm it.
Now, here is the part most learners forget completely: understanding the actual directions you receive.
The most important direction words are straight, left, right, and turn.
Go straight means continue in the same direction. Do not turn.
Turn left or turn right means change direction at a specific point.
The next essential word is block. Go 2 blocks means pass 2 full streets before your next action.
For example, go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left.
Very important word, landmark. A landmark is a well-known building or place used as a reference point.
For example, turn right at the bank, or it's next to the big red church. The bank and the church are landmarks.
Now the phrase that would have saved me from my wrong train station. Could you repeat that, please? I want to make sure I understood correctly.
This single phrase prevents almost every direction-related disaster.
For example, after someone gives directions, you simply say, "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?" And then repeat it back to them in your own words.
Repeating it back is actually the single most powerful technique in this entire episode. 5 essential tools already: asking politely, straight, left, right, blocks, landmarks, and confirming by repeating back. Already enough to survive being lost in almost any English-speaking city. Emma, do you get lost often when traveling? Constantly, if I'm honest. I have a genuinely terrible sense of direction.
So this topic is personal for you too.
Extremely personal. I have learned so many direction phrases purely out of necessity.
What is the most confusing type of direction people give you?
Definitely time-based directions instead of distance-based ones. Someone says, it's about 10 minutes that way, instead of giving an actual distance.
That's actually very common in natural English. Native speakers often use walking time instead of exact distance.
For example, it's just a 5-minute walk, or it's about a 10-minute drive from here. Useful phrase to recognize, even if it feels less precise than blocks or meters. What about when someone gives you directions using things like across from or next to? Do those confuse people?
Definitely, especially for beginners. Let's clarify quickly. Next to means directly beside something.
Across from means on the opposite side, usually across a street.
And behind means located at the back of something.
For example, the pharmacy is across from the supermarket and the parking lot is behind it.
These small preposition words carry huge meaning in directions, and mixing them up sends you completely the wrong way.
What about on the corner? That one confused me for a long time.
Good one to clarify.
On the corner means exactly where 2 streets meet, at that specific point.
For example, the coffee shop is on the corner of Main Street and 5th Avenue.
Very precise phrase once you know it, but genuinely confusing before you learn it.
Now, what if you genuinely cannot understand the directions at all, even after asking someone to repeat?
Perfectly acceptable to ask, "Could you write it down for me, please?" Or, "Could you show me on a map?"
Most people are very happy to write directions down or point on a phone map instead of just speaking.
Visual confirmation removes almost all uncertainty from spoken directions.
What if the first person you ask doesn't know the area well themselves?
This happens more often than people expect. A polite way to check is, do you know this area well? Before fully trusting the directions.
Or if they seem unsure, you can simply thank them and ask someone else.
No worries, thank you anyway.
Never feel obligated to follow directions you're not confident about, especially from someone who seemed uncertain themselves.
Let's also mention using technology alongside real conversation. Many people now say, I have GPS, but it's not always accurate here.
Right, and that's actually a great opener for asking a real person, especially in areas with poor signal or confusing new construction.
For example, my phone says turn here, but I'm not sure that's correct. Could you confirm?
Combining GPS with a real human check is honestly the smartest approach in any unfamiliar city.
What if you're driving instead of walking? Do directions change much?
A little, yes. You'll often hear take the exit 4 or merge onto the highway for driving directions specifically.
For example, take exit 12, then merge onto the main highway heading north.
Exit and merge are both very useful words specifically for driving directions, different from walking ones.
Let's cover a useful grammar point now. We often use imperative sentences when giving directions, commands without a subject. For example, turn left, go straight, take the second street on your right. No you needed at the start, which makes directions naturally short and direct in English.
Very different from a full sentence like you should turn left here, which sounds much less natural for giving quick directions.
Recognizing this imperative pattern helps you understand directions faster, since you're not searching for a subject that isn't there.
Actually, here's an interesting fact before we move on. Studies on navigation show that people remember directions much better when landmarks are included compared to directions using only distances and turns.
That matches everything we just said. Turn left at the blue building sticks in your memory far better than turn left after 200 meters.
Exactly. Our brains are simply better at remembering visual landmarks than exact numbers.
So next time you ask for directions, it's actually worth asking, is there a landmark I should look for? Excellent addition to today's phrases. A landmark-based direction is almost always easier to follow successfully. Let's teach our listeners the essential direction vocabulary from today.
Straight means continuing in the same direction without turning.
Turn means changing direction, left or right.
Block means one section of a street between two crossings.
Landmark means a well-known building or place used as a reference point.
Intersection means where two streets cross or meet. For example, turn right at the next intersection.
Roundabout, common in British English, means a circular junction where several roads meet. For example, go through the roundabout and take the second exit.
Let's add on the corner, meaning exactly where two streets meet.
For example, the bakery is on the corner of King Street.
And the verb merge, meaning to join another road, especially while driving.
For example, merge onto the highway after the roundabout.
Straight, turn, block, landmark, intersection, roundabout, on the corner, and merge. 8 essential words for understanding directions anywhere.
Try picking 3 of these words and using them in a sentence today, even just describing your own street.
Daniel, tell us the full story about the wrong train station.
So this was my first solo trip abroad. I needed to reach a specific train station to catch a connecting train.
High stakes situation. A connecting train has a schedule.
Very high stakes. I asked a stranger, quite confidently, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?"
Good, polite opening.
He answered quickly, "Just go straight, then it's on your left." I said thank you and walked off immediately, very pleased with myself.
Without repeating it back?
Without repeating anything back. I walked straight for what felt like forever, turned left at what seemed like a reasonable point, and arrived at a train station.
But the wrong one.
Completely the wrong one. Different name, different platforms, different part of the city entirely.
Did you realize immediately, or did it take a moment?
It took an embarrassingly long moment. I walked inside, confused about why the platform numbers looked unfamiliar, before I finally checked the station name properly.
What went wrong exactly, looking back?
There were actually 2 straight paths from where I was standing, and I am fairly sure he meant a different starting street than the one I walked down.
So the direction itself may have been correct, but your starting point interpretation was different.
Exactly. If I had simply repeated it back, so I go straight down this street, then turn left. Is that right? He could have corrected me immediately. That single moment of confirmation would have saved the entire situation.
It really would have. I missed my connecting train by 11 minutes, all because of one unconfirmed direction.
What did you do after realizing you were at the wrong station?
I asked someone else, this time repeating everything back carefully, and reached the correct station within 15 minutes.
Proof that the technique genuinely works once you actually use it.
Completely proof. And honestly, that second person even added a helpful landmark past the blue bridge, which made it impossible to get wrong a second time.
Landmarks really do make all the difference, exactly as we discussed earlier.
The lesson is simple. Always repeat directions back before walking away, no matter how confident the person giving them sounds.
Confidence from the person speaking does not guarantee you understood correctly.
Everyone, have you ever gotten lost because of confusing directions in English? Tell us your story in the comments.
And which phrase from today will you try first? Could you repeat that, please? Or could you show me on a map?
We read every single comment, and honestly, getting lost stories are some of the funniest we receive.
If this episode helped you, please like it and subscribe for a new episode every week.
In our next episode, we are talking about ordering coffee in English, sizes, milk types, and all those surprisingly confusing coffee shop questions.
Subscribe now so you do not miss episode 24.
Take care, everyone, and always repeat directions back before you walk away.
Bye, everyone.